Peace, everybody.
What's up, guys? I am back with another video. If you don't know me yet, I am a South African musician, pianist, composer, and I am a teacher at heart. I've got lots of videos on how to play jazz piano for beginners specifically, so do check that out if you have not yet. Otherwise, thank you for tuning into this video. Today, I have 4 tips for you on how to improve as a musician. Now, I know a lot of people, I get a lot of questions about how do I learn piano? How long does it take for you to be able to play at a relatively proficient level? Can you teach me piano? And these questions, I find that some people aren't really willing to put in the work, or even if they are putting the work, they are finding themselves a bit defeated in between practicing and doing other things. So I have 4 tips for you today on how to improve as a musician and how to have a better proficiency and just an overall more positive mindset about learning an instrument. So I do have a bonus tip at the end. Watch until the end of the video to find out what that is. Tip number 1, consistency. Consistency and practice is what's going to get you to the next level. There is no 2 ways about it. You have to practice, guys. And practicing can be something as simple as doing 1 hour per day. I don't recommend this, but it is better than doing nothing, because what happens is that the brain over time trains itself to survive. It trains itself. If you keep on doing the finger work, or if you're a horn player practicing your embouchure, your body and your brain will start to take note of the things that you do, and overall you'll become stronger and more fit. Tip number 2, community. Community is so important. It's so important to have mates or peers and even friends and other musicians who are in your circle and are willing to, chat about chats, or not even willing. When you have a music circle, there are always people who will be like, hey man, did you check out the latest video of so and so, or I really like this Charlie Parker line, or I just heard this new song by an SA musician that is just so lit. When you have the circle, I find that you get excited to work on certain things, because you know that you're going to be playing with these same musicians, and when they hear you, improving and sharing tips with them on how you get around certain harmonical, if that's a word, harmonical movements, it sort of gets you excited, and it not only holds you accountable, but also it makes you feel as though there are people who are watching to see what you come up with next. Tip number 3 is enjoyment. Guys, you need to enjoy what you're doing. You need to practice with enjoyment. You cannot practice like, oh, I need to practice today. No, you need to be excited about what you're working on. And I'll give you this tip. For me, when I was in varsity, I struggled a lot, especially with jazz, but I had an artist who I really, really loved and favored. And because of this, he happened to be a jazz musician, but I feel like he spoke to me and what my taste was personally. And because of that, I transcribed him a lot. And I learned a lot of the jazz language because of him. I would advise you to have a jazz musician that you follow. It doesn't have to be a jazz musician. Any musician that you follow, that you just really dig their music, because that's really going to get you excited to learn. Tip number 4. Now, tip number 4 is faith. Faith is so important. You can do all the work in the world. If you do not feel like you actually have the potential to become what you want to become, you will not, because it's a mental thing. If you believe that you can do it, then you will most definitely do it. I struggled a lot when I started off in my first year in varsity, but I'm here now and I'm standing strong, and I feel like I have the ability to teach and I have something to say. I've worked with a lot of wonderful musicians, and I still have a long way to go. So you got to have faith. You have to have faith and really believe in yourself. Stop putting yourself down so much. It's not conducive to your progress. Of course, there will be days when you're feeling low, but for most of the part, really believe in yourself. Train yourself to believe in yourself. Now, for the bonus point. The bonus point is imitation. Now, I know there might be a bit of controversy when it comes to imitation, especially in the jazz world. I personally think that imitation is the way to go, especially as a beginner. If you have an artist that you love, imitate them. When we are children, we imitate our parents, the things that they say, the things that they do. We sort of become them, we speak like them. And that's one way of doing it. At a later stage, then you will find your own voice. But imitation, for me, I feel, gives you the basics of what it means to be an artist, what it means to be a performer, an improviser, or whatever else you want to do pertaining to your lane in the music industry. And for me, I had an artist that I imitated for about 3 years straight up, not kidding. I imitated this musician, this jazz musician. I transcribed so many of his solos, and I would play his lines verbatim when I improvised at jam sessions. And it made me feel like I can actually do something, But now I'm at a point where I understand how he conceptualized those lines, and I am able to now expound on those lines and play them in my own way. So guys, I hope you found this motivating, and I hope you took something away from it, even if it's just one thing. Leave a comment in the comment below if you have any questions about how to improve. I do have videos on things that you can work on, especially for piano players. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and I'll check you out in my next video. Bye.